Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today the topic is, do you own a drone? You need to watch this. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shasi Geo. I make videos on several topic niches. To get a better understanding of my background, please have a look at my playlists videos section and you can get all the range of videos that I make. First of all, the video today is about those people who actually are into drones and flying them. So if you own a drone and you fly them outside and where you go to fly in those spaces and areas, that is what the main topic is about. As you know, for a drone, in order to fly it, you need an empty space or a safe space just to fly it. It is the oxygen of the drones that you fly. So without the oxygen, you can't fly just about any place which is permitted by law. So I found this article and it talks about many drone pilots that got fined heavily in Canada. So basically they were caught and they were slapped with heavy fines. So let's get into it. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and so you hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever the videos come up. To find proper spaces to fly my drone, I need to first find a suitable empty large space. I reside basically in downtown, and therefore finding empty open spaces becomes a challenge for me. You see, in downtown there are not that many places that you can go and just fly your drones because there are a lot of tall buildings, there are a lot of people around, there are a lot of traffic, there are a lot of roads. So there are only a few limited number of open space parks or recreational parks. So that's the only place you can actually go and fly a drone because the law says you have to be 190 meters away from road traffic and away from certain vehicles, etc. And obviously nowhere near the aeroplanes or anywhere near aircraft, because there's one airport in downtown Toronto, the city airport. So you're not allowed to fly in any of those places. We believe the rules that are here for a reason, and both the Federal Aviation Administration and its Canadian equivalent, Transport Canada, have tried to strike a balance between maintaining safe airspace and letting drone pilots go about their business. But of course, there will be certain people who will, break the rules and go above and beyond. Some drone pilots seem to either not know or not care to learn about aviation regulations in place for drones. There are certain ground rules that you have to do. If your drone is more than 250 grams, you have to register your drone, and you have to take a picture, and you have to write your name, full name, under the drone. So basically, or over the drone, basically, like a name tag. So these are just the basics. And some people, they appear to be unaware of the regulations. In other words, they just don't seem to care. They fly in controlled airspaces without permissions or near to and above people or structures where such flights are not permitted. And most of them, they get away with it. But basically, the authorities are, cutting down on these people, and they're slapping them with fines. The Canadian experience, for instance, Canada is a pretty big country. There's a lot of open spaces, so you can fly virtually all in the most of the country spaces, like anywhere. But it's only in the major cities where you're near certain structures you are not permitted to fly. And if you don't follow the rules, well, these are the potential penalties in Canada. So I'm just going to go over the fines. Up to Canadian $5,000 for flying without a drone pilot or certificate. As much as $5,000 for flying unregistered or unmarked drone. And then there is the up to $5,000 for flying where you are not allowed. And putting aircraft, vehicles, and people at risk up to $15,000. So this is the controlled space where aircrafts come into being. So I've been like near the Pearson Airport once, and there were planes were just landing, and they were going above the recreational park. So that was like no way to fly. So obviously, it was just those places you're not allowed to fly, because Toronto has three airports. The Buttonwell Airport, which is a private Cessna aircraft airport, then the City Airport, and then there's the Pearson Airport. So these areas are very restricted, where you can and cannot fly a drone. The list of offenders. Transport Canada keeps a running tally of offenders. That database offers basic information about charges and fines. So I'm just going to get over the list of these fines, so you know where the drone pilot made a mistake and he broke the rules. So this, I'm just going to get over that so we can touch base and then continue. The first drone mistake was by this user in Quebec. A person operated remotely piloted aircraft at a distance of less than 100 feet from another person measured horizontally that was not involved in the operation. He was fined $750. The second fine is also from Quebec for $1,500. A person operated remotely piloted aircraft at a distance of less than 100 feet from another person measured horizontally that was not involved in the operation. Another fine is of Canadian dollars 250. A person operated a remotely piloted aircraft system when the RPAS was not registered in accordance of the division. So they didn't register the drone. And the fourth offense is a big fine. It's $2,750. A person operating a RPAS contrary to many rules of the part section of the Canadian Aviation. Again, he didn't register the drone. The fifth one is a small fine. A person failed to operate a remotely piloted aircraft as a special aviation event in accordance with Special Flight Operations Certificate. An RPAS is issued under Section 903. And the next fine is culmination of fines. It's about $2,500. A person operated a remotely piloted aircraft in such reckless or negligent manner as to endanger or likely to endanger aviation safety. Now this is what I'm getting into. He flew next to an aircraft vehicle and in airspace where the aircrafts take off and land. So he was slapped with a $2,500 fine. And next one is a small fine again, $250. He didn't have a certificate. And see that the fine of 2,750, they are a little bit higher than the average fines. So the next fine is $500. That's a small one. The next one is $250 in Ontario. The next one is another $250, and the next one is $750. A person operated the pilot aircraft system when it was not registered in accordance with the division. Person operated remotely pilot aircraft, class section F, special use restriction airspace, when that person was not authorized to do so. So the person also operated the RPAS when that person was not a holder of a pilot certificate. So see, these are small errors that people just don't register their device and they get slapped with the fine. And then another $250 fine from Ontario. A person operated remotely piloted aircraft such as reckless or negligent manner to endanger or be likely endanger aviation. Again, this was near airspace, but it was a small fine. And then the last one is $250 before commencing the flight with a remotely piloted aircraft. Person failed to become familiar with the available information relevant to the intended flight. Okay, so these were the cases that are available on the website. 13 cases in total. So when you set the filter remotely piloted aircraft, the database returns only 13 incidences over 2 years. That's way lower than we had anticipated. So majority of the people are following the rules, which is a good thing. And some pilots will undoubtedly make the error and fly just carelessly. Nearly all the cases for Ontario or Quebec, while our most populous province in Canada, we know that there are a lot of people flying drones in other provinces as well. And the country isn't represented for all the other fines because the country is not monitoring all the other areas of drone spaces because the country is so huge that they only monitor these unregistered vehicles only in Ontario and Quebec because there are people who can monitor them, or agents. Because somebody, let's say in north of Ontario somewhere, like near the Arctic, they can't just go there and just monitor somebody there because there's nobody from the drone regulation authority to go and enforce the law. So basically that's what it is, and that was very crucial information because it gives you an idea what you can be faced with. So if you're a drone operator, if your drone is larger than 250 grams, then you need to register the drone and write your name on it and get a certificate. And the article is listed in the video's description box, and you can check the source for yourself. And I thought I make this crucial for all the drone pilots, and because I'm a drone pilot myself, and hope you found the information relevant and crucial for the topic at hand. And see you in the next video. Click like if you liked today's video. Click the red button to see more of the videos, and hope to see you next video.